When I was about 10 years old, I joined the YMCA because I had no brothers, no big brothers, and all my uncles was away. So I learned how to play basketball and football. And going into middle school, I joined the basketball team and the swim team. And as I grew older, getting into the younger adulthood, far as high school, I went to Murray Wright, played on the football team, broke my left leg, and that was the end of my career as far as football. Growing up on the streets in Detroit, it was only two things. You're either going to be a drug dealer or you're going to school to play basketball or football or baseball. Where I come from, it's called the Projects. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. Like I said, I don't have any brothers. I'm the only boy. I'm the second oldest. So the guys that I hung around, they were drug dealers. And I wanted to try out being a drug dealer. So I began to sell crack, heroin, numerous of things, weed, pills. Did it for about 5 or 6 years off and on, and I also worked a job as well. So as I gotten older, I started seeing myself going to prison. So I pulled back, left it alone, got into my like 30s, met my wife. We moved here to Toledo from Detroit, and I had lost my job. I worked for BP Castrol Oil. And I was like, I can't just let my family suffer because she was just an STNA at that point in time. And that wasn't enough income for us. So I went back to the streets. I started selling weed and ecstasy pills. I wanted to really see what the lifestyle of being a drug dealer was. I even went to Flint and sat in a spot. This is Flint, Michigan, and that I'm talking about. I made $1,000 in 2 days selling crack rocks. I was the man. I was putting people in spots, having them sit there, going to drop off sacks to them. And when I say sacks, that means the crack rocks of about a $1,500 sack. Whenever they call me and say they're out, I send somebody over there to collect the money they made and give them a fresh sack.
What do you have to say about the things of your past?
That if I had a knew better, I wouldn't have went down that road. I would not have subjected myself to selling drugs and poisoning God's children.
And today you are a different man.
Well, today I'm married, as you can see. My kids are grown. I have about 9 grandkids. Everything that goes on in the church, I'm very involved with it. And my pastor and I have a close relationship. I met Pastor Rob through one of my other churches, was trying to change my life, get a transformation in my life. And over the years, I've just been under his leadership here at Lighthouse Church. And over the years that I've been here at Lighthouse, for about 7 years, I've become a deacon, the head deacon of the church, and my pastor's armor bearer. So I'm just living a godly, Christ-filled life now.
How has your change affected your family?
Well, my family looks more to me like a respectable and responsible father. My wife looks to me like I'm a respectable husband. I'm there taking care of responsibilities. Whatever my children may need to be assisted with, I assist them. Whatever my wife needs to be assisted with, I assist her with it. My mother felt so proud that I came away from the sin lifestyle. She's always saying, you know, your prayers get answered, God hears you. And I take that to the heart, that I'm being what God wants me to be.
Talk more about the work you do here at the church.
You know, we have this thing called the outreach program at our church, and I and a couple of others, we go out in the community and try to get with the youth to see that they have some other ways of going, instead of going by what you've seen mama do or daddy do or uncle or cousin or auntie. You have gangs that say they're gangs, but they start snitching on one another and they don't comply with regulations of being a gang member. But I try to lead the youth away from that. I'm the chairman of the men's department. I also raise money to just have for building funds or to be able to donate to the kids. And I love to just go out with the church on the road when we go to other churches and visit.
What's next for you?
Growing to be a minister then becoming an elder of the church. And I'm getting ready to start school in about January for my preacher's license.
What do you want young men to know about the road you have traveled this far in life?
The wrong side, I definitely don't want them to go that way, because there's only two things you're going to end up: in jail or dead. And the right way, I want them to grow mentally, and I want their hearts to be in the right place, so they'll be able to um, finesse through life without the trials and tribulations that a drug dealer has to go through, or a person that's on drugs. You know, being a man of God, you have to be pure. And I want the young men to be pure, so God can use them as well, and they can see where he's trying to take them to.
All right, what do you want the viewers of this video to remember?
Well, I want the viewers to remember that when you have God in your life and you put him forth in front of everything, there's nothing can go wrong. He's always there. He says, his word says, I'll be with you until the end of the world. Everything else shall pass, but my word will sustain.